Good afternoon, this is Carolyn and welcome to Scrapbooking with a Twist. Going to do a layout today, a challenge for a hop over on Ginger's Corner. It is the culinary hop, like foods around the world, and it's really neat. You learn a lot and you get to do some fun layouts with some neat challenges. So today I am going to do Ukraine. And this is a soup from Ukraine, and it's the red borщ. Red borщ is a traditional beetroot soup made from meat or bone stock sautéed with vegetables and beef, sour fermented beet juice. It's warm, sweet, and sour all at once. It has, I printed this in draft form. Anyway, a well-developed chicken soup, but the beets add a whole different flavor to the profile. So to earn your check for this meal, and if we meet all the requirements of this challenge, then we get a check and we are entered into a drawing for a prize. So to win our check for this meal, you must create a summer layout that has blue and yellow papers to represent the Ukraine flag, include a red embellishment to represent the beets, and then for an extra entry in Ukraine, use torn paper technique. So I'm going to do all of the above, hopefully. So I've got to have my glasses. I don't know what I did with them, but I got to have glasses. Oh, here they are. Let me get my glasses before we go any further. I have got some pictures from 2017 of my grandsons. They go nearly every year to the Frio River and stay in the cabins there, and they float the river and play in the river, and just, it's kind of my son-in-law's family, you can see it's a whole batch of people, all go. There's my daughter, and the boys. They all go and stay usually about a week and just have a really good time. So those are the pictures that I'm going to scrap today. I have no idea, because I usually cut the tops off of things so they'll fit in my drawers. You know, because the tag that's on the top that tells you where it comes from makes it too long. But I'm going to use this little, actually this, no, that didn't come with it. Something on there did. Oh, the little inner tube that I'm going to use came from there also. So I think we're going to use those. And then this came, again, just from really some old, you know, I'm trying to use my stash. This actually came in a swap from Shelly Anderson. This came in a swap, this tag that I think I'm going to use. It had some little Christmas things right down here across the bottom, but they were just little stickers, and I was able to peel them off. So I'm going to use those. This was from a Paper Loft collection, or just cut-apart sheet, and I think there's a vacation around here somewhere. Yes. Vacation Memories. I'm going to use that. Here's the little inner tube. And then this, I fussy cut, you know, one of those old annual calendars that every day you flip a page. This is from like 2007. And there were some of the cutest things on those little pages. And they were like, almost like scrapbook things. And so I fussy cut a bunch of those things out. So that little duck is from that. These are just some leftover papers that I had to cut a bunch of pages down, and these are the ones I'm going to do my torn paper with. There's a little red embellishment. These are just some scraps in case I need them that were the same color as the bear and the duck. I've already done my journaling, and I think I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges of this, and then I'm going to ink my torn edges to look like water. So I'm going to very quickly just ink this. While I'm doing the inking, I will go ahead and do the twist. If you watched my video, I think it was from the 9th. It was my organization video. I don't even remember which one it was now. But anyway, from just a few days ago, I told you that the next twist was going to be the next verse of scripture after that. So the one that went with that one was Hebrews 4:15, I believe. And it was talking about how Jesus came to earth to be one of us, and so he understands all of the things that we go through. And he is our high priest, and so he goes to God in our behalf, and he can plead with God, and because he understands our needs and our temptations and our hurts and our wants, because he became one of us and lived as one of us. And so today's scripture is the next one that follows that, which is Hebrews 4:16. And it says, "Let us then approach God's throne of grace with confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in our time of need." We can approach God's throne with our wants, our needs, our fears, our temptations, forgiveness, begging for forgiveness. We can approach his throne with confidence because Jesus is there to defend us. He is there saying, "Father, I know how they feel. I know what they went through. This is just their defense, and I stand here in their defense." And of course, we have forgiveness through what he did for us. So we can approach God's throne with confidence. We don't have to be afraid. We don't have to avoid it because we think he just isn't going to understand. He's a holy God, and he is. But he's a God that's full of grace and mercy. And Jesus is there beside God, to plead our case. He goes before us. So we can approach God's throne with confidence. Not fear, not dread, but confidence. Okay, so there, I'm going to let that kind of dry just a little. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one that's not torn yet and go ahead and tear it. Of course, I'm getting the ink all over everything. This is that chipped sapphire, the Distress Oxide. I love this color. It's a really good blue. So that's what I'm using. I used it on the outside, and I'm going to use it on the torn paper, and then probably on another thing or two over here. So I'm just taking these strips that were just in my scraps. I forgot now what it was I made that I had to cut all of these strips of paper down. Oh, I know what it was. I used, this is kind of a little houndstooth, a real subtle little houndstooth, and I used it as the background for my Christmas cards a couple of years ago. And so I had all of these strips that were the same size left over. So I make like 100 or more Christmas cards. And so I had all of these strips left over in my scraps. And that's where these three came from. Okay. So let's close that up for right now. Get it out of the way. So we're going to just stack these down here to make, that's our torn paper, and kind of represents our water. So let's, which one do I want on top? Let's put this one as the top layer. And then I'm just gonna put some tape across here and stick these together. Okay, there's one layer. And our last layer. Then I'll go back and ink these around the ends so that they are inked with the page. But we're just going to put those right down there at the bottom. That's our torn paper, so that's our extra credit. And I'm gonna, for now, I'm just gonna kind of adhere these right along the bottom, because I may be tucking some stuff in. Okay, there's that. And then I'm gonna put my title, oops, right up here, I think. And it is going to be, and I've already done my journaling, and I gotta take this sticker off, but it's gonna be something like that. I'm gonna put this sticker on the title and kind of let it be one of the embellishments. I want it to, need it to scoot over just one tiny little bit. Actually, no, I don't want it off the side. So let's, I must have had it kind of crooked when I was seeing how that'll be fine. All right, that's the way we're gonna have it right there. Now it's gonna go up there. So we've got our title and our journaling done. And then I want my two pictures probably like this. And I don't think I'm gonna tuck, I could tuck that in. Actually, I think I want this maybe over this way. Let's see what this looks like. If we pull that over and do that, then we've got, because I've got two, I've got this tag and this that I could kind of balance these out with. And I could tuck them in if I wanted to. I know I want this, I want to cover that up. I don't, that's like a, I'm not sure, some toy or something. And then I've got this little duck, and I was kind of thinking that the little duck might fit in the inner tube. I haven't taken this inner tube apart to know if that'll work or not, but here is the little inner tube. And I was kind of thinking, hoping at least, that that little duck, yes, would kind of fit down in that inner tube. So let's, yes, I like that. I was hoping that he would fit down in there. So let's get him. I don't want that, oh, that's a sticker and it's stuck to my picture. I don't want it on my picture. Okay, so we're gonna, that way I can, and then this one can just be over here. Something like that. Okay. And then I'm gonna, I don't know that I'll use this Fun and Sun, but it went pretty well with those, so I pulled it out. And then I want this, I think, to kind of stack with the little bear. You can't see that he's tucked in, so I may as well just pull him out, then I can slide him in a little better. And then he can go down there. And then I'm gonna, where did we end up with these vacation memories? I have a, I have a corner rounder somewhere that I thought I had, I know I had it out. There it is. I just cut this from a cut apart, and I kind of wanted to round the little corners. And I'm using the smallest one of these corner rounders to do that. Smallest corner. just to keep it from looking quite so much like a cut apart. And then I'll ink the edges of it, and I think I want to put it on the corner, on that tag. But it needs to be inked so that it'll stand out. But I was kind of thinking that I would do maybe some of the water splashes, or these little, the water splashes, or these little goggles, because they all have their little goggles. I might use them. And then I have to use a red embellishment, which I think either one of those could be the red embellishment, but I thought that little anchor might be cute on there. But I think I want to put some of these water splashes on there behind that. Let's go ahead and ink this just a little. We'll just use our chipped sapphire to do it. I don't want much of an inking on it, but I want it to stand out against that tag. So there's that. I wish people, when they do swaps, would put their names on things, because I would like to give credit. This is really pretty tag. I'd like to give credit to who made it, but they didn't put their name on it. Had some cute little Christmas creatures right down there across the bottom, which didn't work with this layout, but I was able to get them off and save them. All right, vacation memories. So let's see if we can do some of these water splashes everywhere. I'm pretty sure this is where I want this. So let's go ahead and put this down. Get our pictures and our title down. You know me, I'm not a measurer. If it looks good, I go with it. Okay, so that's got that. Now this picture, I am just going to, I need to ink the bottom before I start putting this stuff down here. I need to ink these little edges so they fit into that, and the very bottom. And I usually come back and put some actual liquid adhesive glue in places so nothing can get loose. Oops. I want a little more on this bottom so that it kind of looks a little more like those torn edges. So I'll go a little flatter to get more up in the paper instead of just on the bottom. Okay, now that kind of ties that together. So let's kind of get this picture on here. See how much room we're going to need on each side. I just ordered 3 new 3-inch ring binders and a bunch of the page protectors of the different types to keep working on my binders for my embellishments. I am enjoying, and now I hate it when I have to look for embellishments that are not in a binder. I'm like, oh, I wish those were in a binder so I could flip through them. So they're so much easier to find. So I've got those ordered. Some of it's supposed to be in tomorrow and some of it the next day. So I'm kind of anxious to get those. All right, let's get this under there. And this one, there's no telling how long I've had this little guy. And he was a cut apart, and there's still a little bit left. There's some beach stuff left on this, but it's really cute. Lower him just a little. Okay. And then I think I actually may, this has a white core. Get our thing off there. May go ahead and put just a little ink around this, just to kind of hide that white core. Okay, and our little duck in our inner tube is going to go right down here. Come up. All right. Now I want to get these splashes on here and some bubbles. Okay, so I've got, let's see what this is going to look like. Vacation Memories will go on here. If I had thought of it, I might have actually done some mixed media on that, but it's too late now. And then I think the anchor probably needs to go on here. If I'm going to use the anchor, at least needs to go on here. Go down here. See how that needs to go. Maybe something like that. So we could put some, let's try these. Hopefully if I put them down and we don't like them, I can still move them. Let's see if we put these. I'm not sticking them down. I'm just laying them on there. If we put these like that, and then put our anchor, that one needs to come down, doesn't it? I need something to lift with. So I don't want to push these down and then not be able to move them. Let's see what that looks like. That's better. And that can go on top of that. I could actually tilt these more down this way. This is where I get into taking so much time because I'm like, oh, how do I want that? Okay, so then there's that one. And then that one. And then let's see how our anchor goes. I think I like that better. Okay, and then we can do our Vacation Memories. And I can actually do some, because I think I want those other splashes over here. So I could actually do maybe some bubbles. Let's see about these. So there's those. We've got that big bubble. I really don't want to have anything left of these bubbles and everything. I'd like to use all of that up. I don't really see a place to use the little goggle things, so. I've got one more bubble. I think that's how I'm gonna do it. I think that's gonna be it. So we can go ahead and press these down. Like I said, I'll probably go back and put a little bit of glue on them because they are stickers, and sometimes stickers just don't stay forever, and I'll just go back in and put a dot of glue under everything. I put on this really fine tip to do some little alphas the other day, and I haven't taken it off, and it is really fine, so it's hard to get much out of it. Okay, vacation. And I could have put that up on foam, but I'm trying to keep them a little flatter, get my dimension out of the inking and just the embellishments. Okay, I don't know about where you live, but everybody around here is getting sick. Got several from church. One of my best friends is sick. Well, actually, a couple of my best friends are sick. Our preacher and his wife had type A flu, all the coughing, just people miserable. We canceled our Bible study Tuesday night because so many people were sick. So I've been trying to kind of stay away from, if I could. Sometimes you just can't, but kind of trying to stay away from the ones that are sick. I don't like those two things that close together, especially since they're so near the same size. So I'm going to rework that just a little bit. Okay, I think that's how I'm going to leave it. I think that's pretty much all I had planned. We've met all of the requirements. We had to have yellow paper and blue paper. We had to have red embellishment. We had to have torn paper. And so I think we've met all of the requirements for the, do I want that on there? Fun and Sun. I think with vacation memories and that, I don't know. I'll think about that. When I do the layout share, you may see that on there. So anyway, thanks for dropping by. Check down in the description. I'll have the links to the other people that are playing along in this hop, and it is a lot of fun. Even if you don't play along the hop, just watch other people's. You get to learn a little bit about food around the world, and if you haven't joined Ginger's Corner, there's also the link down there where you can go to Facebook and join that and be inspired or participate in the things that we do. So have a great day, have a blessed day, and be a blessing to someone else.